G'day, Josh here, and today I'm playing Trail Boss BMX. You may have caught a stream that I did about a week and a half ago where I had my first impressions, gameplay, spent about an hour and a half, I think, from memory, just playing through the first parts of Trail Boss. Well, if you have an eagle eye, you may have noticed that up the top right there, it does say completed 100%. So since this game launched not that long ago, I have now completed it. So let's jump in and show you everything that you're able to do. Along the way, you will unlock an alternate character. You just click in the middle of the screen on your character to unlock him. I definitely prefer the original character. Unfortunately, the only customizations you can make are to the bike coloring itself. You can't change any specific things about your rider. You can't use a female rider either, unfortunately, and you can't choose different bikes, but you can change the color of things on your bikes. That's the current bike look that I've got going. And then if we jump into play, you will see that there are 5 different difficulty levels, and each of those has a series of courses, and those particular tracks then have easy, medium, and hard challenges that you have to complete throughout those. So you can see here that on mainline, some of the easy challenges, Oppo 720 through 6 gates. A medium challenge might be a 360-degree backflip through 6 gates, and the hard would be do an Oppo 1080 double front flip, for instance. So throughout the process of playing, you do also unlock skids, manuals, and nose manuals when you finally do complete the game. So given that this is the most epic track in the game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into this one, try and make it all the way to the end. It takes about 60 seconds to complete this track. It's a pretty significant track. This is the mainline track, the last track in the game, essentially, and I'll try and showcase some of these skids and manuals and nose manuals and things too. So let's see if I can make it to the end in my first attempt without crashing. Start off with a little skid there. 360 bar spin to manual. Can we manual around this corner and make it? We do. Can I land in nose manual now? No. Unfortunately, landing in manuals is a little bit tricky. So not the easiest thing in the world to do, but we'll get a little trick together. Now, of course, chaining manuals together does mean that we mistimed the manual again there. Trying to get a nose manual happening. We can nose manual off the end here. There we go. Chaining tricks together is a very good way to increase your score multiplier as we get a regular manual there. So let's get another 360 bar spin, and I missed the landing on that manual. Let's head to the right this time around. Get ourselves a little trick. We're going to actually launch off the edge of the track there, so maybe I should focus a little bit more on trying to stay on the track. We'll throw in a flip there as well, though. Quite tight turns to start this one off. All right, let's nose manual off there. Throw in a back flip, go into a regular manual. Very hard to turn in time when you're in manual, so that you have to be very familiar with the track. And I actually haven't played this game a little bit. I haven't played it at all since completing it, really, which was a little while ago. So let's just maybe not manual as much for now and try and get a little bit further in this track and give you an example of what the mainline track does actually look like. Maybe throw some skids in as well if we're able to. There will be some areas a little bit further up where we can do that. Here we go. We'll throw a tier 2 trick in next time around as well. There's a skid. And of course, I skid off the side of the track as soon as I try and do that. You can actually lock skids in and sort of straighten them out as well. I'll try and give you an example of that there, although I got the angle quite wrong. It's a little bit tricky to do that. Let's give it another crack here. There it is. Lock it in. Oh, I almost had it right that time. It can be handy, as some challenges do require you to actually launch off the end of a jump in a skid. So for those particular challenges, and you can see there that getting the landing right on some of those transitions isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. Let's get line it up a little bit better this time. There we go. All right. Let's see if this is the one where we make it to the end of the track. Won't worry too much about throwing massive tricks. We'll just try and stay on the actual track. Throwing a sneaky 360 there. What do we got there? An Oppo 360 bike varial. Line things up. As long as I pay attention now, I don't think there'll be any issues getting to the end of the track. I have done this level enough that I'm pretty familiar with it. It took a while the first few times to consistently, as I almost crashed there. You can see that I naturally do prefer to bar spin 360 as my regular trick. We're actually reasonably close to the end now, so we can start throwing some bigger tricks in and get some bigger spins in. But oh my goodness, of course, the stop spin button didn't register, even though I hit it. A little bit frustrating when that happens, especially at the end of a big run like that. We'll give it one more crack. I'm sure this is the one where we get it done. Go a slightly different route this time. Once again, focus on just not crashing. As I use my old trusty 360 bar spin, Oppo 360 bar spin. Let's go a double bar spin this time around. In fact, we went the triple. We had plenty of hang time. Throw in a little manual there. Didn't actually chain that together for some reason. Didn't get the timing quite right. We just managed to scrape in there and stay alive, although we do fall off the side of the track here. All right, let's try the left this time around. The funny thing is, if I was actually just playing this without recording, I can guarantee you I would have finished this track by now, but because I am trying to get some footage happening while chatting and throwing in a few tricks to keep it interesting, it's not currently working as we hit a tree. I didn't even know you could hit that tree. Let's manual. Let's throw a few chain tricks together here. There we go. The manual here too. Stay on the, there we go. That was decent. That's given us 28,000 points there. Off to the left here. That's the photographer on that level. If you do need to get a trick taken a photo, or have a trick taken a photo of by the photographer, you will need to go that way. Just chuck a whole bunch of spins. I do prefer going to the left here. I'm more familiar with that way. We'll chuck a T2 trick off this one here. Double decade. Ooh, that was nice. Double front flip table. Now back to where, I've missed the launch. No, we were so close and I misaligned that, unfortunately. Let's try that again. Won't try and change. All right. I'm going to lock in and focus on this one final time. You can tell that this is, because of the length of the track, it's quite significant, and a mistake at any point in time can cost you your entire run, which definitely makes achieving challenges on this final track rather tricky as well, as not only do you need to get the challenge down, but then you also need to just finish the track, which isn't the easiest thing to do in the world. Obviously, the more you play, the easier that gets. Now let's try and make sure we stay on the track, throw simple tricks so we don't stuff anything up because of that. Go a little tail whip there. Backflip turn down. Go to the left again here. All right, just stay on the track. Table to table. Not a trick you do very often. Keeping it super simple so I don't actually waste it. There we go. We're so close to the end now. Stay on the track. There we go. I lined it up this time. And it was very close to here that we messed it up last time, but we managed to stay on the track, and we have a couple of jumps left and it's all over. Here is the final landing ramp. There it is. That is mainline finally completed. It took us a little while, but that is the final track in the game. And you can see there that I have done all the difficulty levels on that track and all of the others. There is the 100% completion of Trail Boss BMX. Definitely a fun game, especially if you played the earlier games in the Pump series. A little bit more challenging, but definitely rewarding when you're able to complete challenges and finish or totally complete the game like I was able to. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this game if you've been playing it. Thank you for checking out this video, and make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content.